Okay, all right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to today's webinar. We are going to be getting started momentarily. We still have some folks signing on, so I'm going to give just a couple seconds for that to take place. Many of you are watching in groups, so I will let you get into your location, settle down, so you can enjoy today's quick webinar on the top features in the new Pong release of CharityEngine. So we'll give it about 10 more seconds, and then we should be good to go. All right, then we're going to kick it off. So welcome, everybody. We are good to go. I am Lee Kessler. I am going to be leading our presentation today here on the Pong Top 5. A couple things, just wanted to share with you some neat news that you may have heard. BIS Global, the makers of CharityEngine, we were recently named to the Inc. 5000 list of America's fastest growing private companies for the second year in a row. We were moved up to the 1,504th spot, so pretty exciting, and we thank everybody on the call or on this webinar who contributes to our growth and the exciting things that are happening over here at CharityEngine and BIS. A couple other things, some events coming up that we're going to be at. Hopefully you may too if you are. Please make sure to stop by to let us know you'll be there, and we'd love to schedule time for some face-to-face with our clients and our soon-to-be clients we're sitting in. We'll be at the Nonprofit Marketing Conference, New York, September 17th, Nonprofit Pro Peer-to-Peer Conference in Baltimore on October 1st, and for the first time, the Points of Light 2015 Conference on Volunteering and Service. That's going to be in Houston, and that's very exciting. We're going to be doing a presentation there with the Taproot Foundation and the Project Management Day of Service, recapping the PMDOS that we did back in January, which was quite an exceptional event on volunteering and service and helping nonprofits through pro bono efforts. Special thanks to Taproot Foundation on that. So now we're going to look at the top 5. That's a picture of me, Lee Kessler, the guy who's talking to you. Every month, as you know, we release an assortment of new features, upgrades, and bug fixes to help provide the best functionality in CharityEngine. And the top 5 there were obviously a lot in our most recent release, but here are the top 5 we're going to look at. Enhancements to search. I think you'll be excited by what you see there if you aren't already using it. Duplicating sites in peer-to-peer. Allowing donors to pay the transaction fee in peer-to-peer. Creating and sending to address books in peer-to-peer. So as you can see, a lot of peer-to-peer based stuff. And then a sneak preview of data enrichment services. And I think you're going to want to pay attention to what we're doing there. As always, this won't take too long. Just wanted to show you some of the things you'll be able to use. The first is global search. You've probably already used global search up there in our top bar. We've done some improvements to it, nothing you can visually see, but I think the experience you're going to notice is much greater. If you aren't already using search, start. It's actually a great way to find the things you're looking for, whether you're looking for an individual's name or a city or an event, even contents of notes or activities that you've entered. So there's really a lot of stuff you can look for, and obviously filter by that information as well as the date. As we see here, we searched Phoenix, and this was a broad search. We pull up Phoenix, phoenix.com in the email address, so wherever it appeared. But if we search and filter by event, we'll see quickly that now we get down just to the events related to Phoenix. So you may already be using it. If you're not, check it out. It's really it's much faster. More data is being entered into the search and indexed so that when you do search for stuff, you'll be able to find a lot more. So if you aren't using it, check it out. It's a great way to quickly get where you're going in CharityEngine. And then, as you can see, when we search, look for the particular, it highlights the filtered area, and we see more detail about that particular what we're searching for, which is the 8K run in Phoenix. So next, duplicating peer-to-peer microsites. For those of you who are utilizing our peer-to-peer, and if you're not, definitely reach out to us because I think peer-to-peer is certainly becoming one of the most important and fastest growing areas of fundraising. and we're doing some great stuff. And the fact that it's already integrated into your CRM means all of the data and information is populating directly in and really helping create that 360-degree donor-centric experience. But one of the things that was happening was when people had microsites, perhaps you had a race in one city and then you wanted to create another race in another city, you had to, or the next year, you had to create multiple sites, and we had to do that for you. Now, once your first site is up, it's easy to duplicate. To do that, what you're going to do is in the online section of CharityEngine, the pink section, you will go to Event Microsites, which, as you can see on the bottom left, is right under Peer-to-Peer. And in the Actions menu, you just go to Duplicate, and that's all it takes. Click on Duplicate. In this case, we're looking, by the way, at the C&O Canal Trust, one of our clients, and their peer-to-peer page. So they're the example we're using. So they already have a site. We duplicate it. We go in here. Shows by showing copy as the original name, but we're going to rename it something else. In this case, they want to do peer-to-peer fundraising around the park's 100th anniversary. So National Park Service 100th anniversary. So we create a particular page title there, and then just update it, and now it is a second peer-to-peer page. All of the information transfers, all the configuration, all of the tools, the buttons. The only thing that is not is going to be historic information. So your donors pages will not transfer. Existing financials will not transfer. So it allows you to start clean with a new site, but up in just a real seconds, essentially. When you do this, you saw that we did duplicate, got us here. What you're now going to need to do is assign a web URL to it. I'm going to show you how to do that. We go to the Actions button, and this time we go to Configure. So a lot of this is going to take place in the Configure section. From Configure, we have a number of tabs, as you can see here. We're going to go to the Advanced tab. Under Advanced, we're going to go to Domains, and you're going to use the drop-down to search the domain that your peer-to-peer is tied to, in this case, p2p.charityengine.net, and then you're going to attach the new suffix to it. So in this case, Park Anniversary. I just typed that in, and that will be the name of the new page. Then we go to Add, and now as you can see, p2p.charityengine.net /park_anniversary is now the live page for this particular website. This is just a demo, so if you go there, you're not going to see it, but that's how it would work. But second most important thing after creating the URL is that you want to secure the forms, otherwise the forms are not going to work. And it's real simple to do that. You can see once it's been created, you've got the secure section. All you're going to do is click on the no, and then it's going to change to yes. And then you're ready to go. That's all you got to do. You want to hit update, and now you are set. A new feature within peer-to-peer is letting donors pay the transaction fee. That's something that a number of clients were requesting, and we were able to make it part of this. You can do this on regular forms as well, but that configuration, you'll probably want to speak to our client services department. It's not as simple as just turning on the feature. But I'm going to show you how to do it in peer-to-peer. So if you want to offer this to your donors, within the configuration panel, and again we're referring to the Park Anniversary page that we just created, under the Options tab and then the Fundraising tab, you just click on this button. See where it says Donor Can Pay Transaction Fee? You just click on that, and that will enable it. You're going to have to set up. There is some setup related to your transaction numbers, but that is a way to turn that on and off once that is configured in your system. So again, reach out to client services if that's something you want to be able to offer, and they'll be able to walk you through how you set that up for your pages. Another hot request for us was adding and sending to address books in peer-to-peer. So if you want to email people or sort of keep a record of people on your web page, that way from year to year when you go to invite people to donate or support you or thank them, you already have a basis of emails within your profile ready to go. Doing that is real easy. This should look familiar to you if you have a peer-to-peer site. This is under My Dashboard, and if you look to the left, the Address Book tab, that's the new tab that you'll probably just be noticing for the first time. You can see here we have Address Book, and these are people we're adding. Then it already hosts your donors and team members as various tabs, but obviously we're probably going to be reaching out to those in the Address Book right now. To add somebody, real easy, and actually did I skip something? Or, oh, create entry. So you want to just hit create entry. I'm named George Washington, add the email address, click save, and now George Washington has been added to my address book. Now, if I want to email George Washington directly, I can just click send email, and that will create an email that goes right to him, and I can configure that email. Or if I want to do a mass email, I go to emails, which you can see is on the left menu, and you should be used to that under the dashboard. I go to choose my page, choose where it says recipients. I'll go to my address book, click on the address book, and I could just enter people's emails there too, but this will store them for me. Here I have people in my address book, George Washington and Sharon Kessler. Sharon's my wife, so thanks to her for participating in this sample. And we see those, we've got the other tabs, but we're going to go to select these individuals, and you just click on them, and we select, and then you'll notice that when we do, it'll show that you've selected 2, so it'll show you how many people, email addresses you've selected to email to. Select that, and now when we go to our page, as you can see, we have those email addresses are imported into the recipients page and will be used for emailing them to either doing an outreach email or a mass thank you to everybody who participated. So the last thing I want to show you here is a sneak preview of our new data enrichment services. This is something that, again, a lot of clients have been asking for, and if there's one thing you know about CharityEngine, we're constantly working on development and making things easier to use and providing more resources and features. So this is not officially ready yet. I'm not sure you'll be able to use it. There's certain issues around pricing modules that are still taking place, but I wanted to get you excited and be aware of this because I think it'll make your everybody's jobs much easier. And that is the ability to add or to do data enrichment, and by that, that might be adding zip +4. So if you have people's zip codes, but you need to add the +4, which really helps, obviously, for direct mail, for doing Wealth Engine, relationship with Wealth Engine. So if you have data that you want to pull in on specific donors related to their wealth attribution, we have APIs for that. If you need to do post office update addresses, those APIs are going to exist as well. And it'll allow you to really easy just run a data enrichment job and say, hey, I want better data, cleaner data, or updated data. And this really works just like import, export, and queries. You can see on the left that data enrichment is now its own tab. And what we're going to be looking at here is running a report to, or not a report, running a job to update people's zip codes to zip +4. So, and as you can see, once you're done, and this is an example of one that was completed, it shows how many people we updated, the total size of the file, how many were unchanged, and how many were invalid, that it did not apply to them. So the way you're going to do this once, and again, this may not be ready to go fully functional yet, but I just wanted to excite you about what you would do. You have your query, and you're going to set up a query. Hopefully everybody can hear right now. By the way, if you have any questions, there is a question module. Feel free to just type in a question, and I will be glad to read it as best I can. Let me see if we already have some. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna get to that after, just so I stay on track here. So it's going to be a query. You're going to create a new query. This is how it will work, and you'll become more familiar with this. But when you do the original thing you're going to do is filter who are you looking for. In this case, I did an easy one, which was anybody with the last name Kessler in our system. So that is my filter in the query. So just show me everybody where last name equals Kessler. You can see that there. We go to the next, and if you build queries, this should look familiar. And then the specific query fields, which is it's the contact ID, the address, city, state, postal code, preferred email, and then the address ID. And I believe it's address ID. And those fields being selected will automatically indicate to CharityEngine that this means this should be available for ZIP+4. And again, we'll have a whole another demonstration on this, and your account representatives will how to use it. But it's going to know here that this means this can be used for ZIP+4 enrichment. So when you create the query. So then next we'll move away from the rest of the query building. Again, if you're familiar, you know what you're doing. But now you'll notice that in queries we have, when we do the actions button, we have ZIP+4 appears. Meaning with that query that was created, you could always just hit, instead of export or email blast or schedule, ZIP+4 update, and you can run a ZIP+4 update for that particular group. So pretty cool functionality. Here we see the examples on the tab on the left, now data enrichment. When we click on that, we see our data enrichment jobs, and this was the ZIP+4 update. The name of it, Demo of Enrichment Services, was the name of the job. We see the data source, and we also see certain information, 24 and 0 updated, unchanged 7, invalid skipped. If you look at the one below, you'll notice that the numbers, also 24, it was the same data. We'd already run it, so that's why 0 were updated the second time, because they were already updated previously. So that is it. Another last reminder is install your Outlook connector. If you're not using our Outlook connector, you should. Very easy to do, just within your the Help Center on your CharityEngine management console. Click on Outlook connector, click on Download Now, and like this shows you, you're going to be able to track emails, save emails with donors. It'll be featured in activities. We discussed this on the last webinar, so if you need to go back, check that out on YouTube for a quick explanation on how that works. But very important, this is a huge thing for tracking your interactions with donors, and that way you always have your emails stored in the CRM. You don't have to copy and paste. So great feature. That's it. Happy National Dogs Day to everybody, and specifically our company dog, CFO Jackson. If you're not following him yet on Twitter, you should. Here's a cute little vine of CFO Jackson just waiting at our door. And this was when he was waiting for the Inferno release. And you can see how much he loves his buddy, our CEO. Let me go back to our questions, and feel free to, again, so sorry, this is tough to read, and GoToWebinar, they don't do a good job of showing your questions. For the donor paying transaction fee, if the donor wants to donate $50 and pay the transaction fee of $3, would the charity get 50 or 47? Would the donor be charged 50 or 43? What fee are they paying, and how is it reflected on our bill and their tax statement? So they are, if it's a donation of $50 and the transaction fee is $3, the charity will still get 50. The donor will pay 53. If they choose not to do that, then they will get then it will just be whatever your transaction rate. So on a donation of 50, the charity would receive 47, and those are just general numbers, but they cover all the transaction fees related to a donation. Obviously, those are common in any donation. I don't know how it's reflected in the bill, in your bill, or the tax statement. That is a good question. If you want to email me, we can research that and get a little bit more information about that. Let me continue. Oh, lots of questions. All right. If the microsite was previously created by CharityEngine, can we add the donor can pay transaction fee option to an old microsite, or is this only for new microsites we create this way? I think it works for any of the microsites. I think that button is now available for all. If you do want to make sure you do it properly, just reach out to our support team so they can walk you through the best way to implement it for your pages. Obviously, you want to do it right from the get-go. So just to make sure you do it right, perhaps reach out to them, but that functionality does exist. So is the email feature in P2P allow you to import an address book? Not yet. That should be in the next release, bit by bit here. So that should be in the next release. At the moment, you still have to enter them one by one, but that will be coming very soon because we do know that's important. Also, is there a way to add the email banner to all emails people use in the system as shown in the example? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Is there a way to add the email banner to all emails people use in the system as shown in the example? Send me, if you could, send me a direct email with the question and I'll try to get to it. I'm not sure what that means. We answered that about the donor transaction fee. The webinar email showed a holiday e-card. Is this available? Yes, it is. Again, reach out to support. Now is definitely the time to start thinking about holiday e-cards, and they'll be able to walk you through how you do the setup. It wasn't able to show it in this demonstration. It's a little bit more involved than I could easily demonstrate, but we would be happy to set that up for you, and we have a number of clients who use it. It's very successful, and we've added a lot of functionality and tools around it. So I apologize I actually didn't show it. That was not intended as bait and switch on this email or misleading marketing. I just wasn't able to demonstrate it properly, but reach out and we'd be happy to do that. I think those are the questions. I thank everybody for participating. We really do appreciate when you all come on these webinars. We're working hard to put out these releases and add new functionality for you. And we want to make sure you know about them and are using them and helping us improve them. If there are areas that you like but want to add some functionality to, that's how we work together. And that's truly, when you hear the term partnership, is what we envision. So thanks to everybody. If you have questions, feel free to email me directly. Easy memory, you can do marketing@charityengine.net with a direct email, and I would be happy to respond. Again, happy National Dogs Day to everybody. Thanks for listening in on the webinar. Stay tuned to other things. And if you have questions, reach out to support. If you want to know more functions, we do, and you want to get one-on-one with me, I'm happy to do demonstrations. We've really built a lot of robust capabilities into CharityEngine, and it's to your benefit to be using as much of it as you can. Okay, have a great rest of your August. For those of you sending kids off to school, enjoy that, and we look forward to our next conversation. Take care. Bye.